Hi, and welcome back to What's Happening Now. Today we have something special for you. We are filming our 49th and 50th episode of What's Happening Now. So we thought we'd take a look back at some of our favorite segments and feature some places that we know you may have missed and that you might enjoy visiting. Now, our first episode that we want to air as an encore episode, we actually filmed in December of 2014. It's a gallery called the They Also Ran Gallery, and I thought it was fitting since we finally made it through the election and they're probably going to have a new lady to feature at it. So let's take a look at the They Also Ran Gallery. The first person that I have here with me today is Leanne Shearer, and Leanne is here to talk about this really cool little exhibit that maybe you haven't heard of, but you'll want to visit after we visit. So Leanne, you are the museum curator of a gallery called They Also Ran Gallery. Tell us what that is. What is the They Also Ran Gallery?
In a nutshell, it's a collection of almost presidents, those people that ran but did not achieve the highest pinnacle of the office of the president.
It's the person that was the second place in all of the presidential elections.
Yes.
Okay, so where is the They Also Ran Gallery located
It's
at?
located at First State Bank. I actually work there as a bookkeeper in the bookkeeping department, and it's at 105 West Main in Norton.
Okay, so how did this, who put this gallery together? How did this all get started?
In 1965, Bill Rouse, the former owner and president of the bank, decided that Norton needed a tourist attraction, and he was on a committee to replicate the Stagecoach Station 15, and he learned about the people that actually traveled through northwest Kansas in the year of 1859, Horace Greeley being one of those men of importance, the New York Tribune owner. And after he helped with that project, and that was complete, he read the book They Also Ran by Irving Stone. And the first person talked about in the book by Irving Stone was Horace Greeley. And he enjoyed the book so much about Horace Greeley and 19 other men who shared a similar fate of being defeated for the office of president that he decided to collect the portraits and pictures from the Library of Congress. And then he had the perfect location for them up on the mezzanine of the First State Bank. And so it began, and it's close to being 50 years this year in 2015.
Wow. So how many portraits are there now? Because obviously there's more than when it started.
Currently there are 60, and if you think about it, we might have we have some minor candidate sprinklings. You know, Republican, Democrat. We have Whigs, Progressive, a Bull Moose candidate in the gallery. There are 44 presidents, but we have 60 entries. And he thought maybe some people needed to mention more than just the first runner-up.
So once you go into the gallery, obviously there's the photographs, which are fascinating to me to look at, you know, from a couple hundred years ago to today, and how the styles change, and you know, just to see what they look like. But then also there's a little story about each one, isn't there?
Yes, Mr. Rouse included a biography about each candidate that is on the wall. It talks about their birth year, their year of death, their running mate, by whom they were defeated. It tells about maybe where they were born, what their political platform could have included, and maybe their demise in life. So
that sounds so fascinating, and this is something that has a little bit of fame to it. You've had some relatively been in some publications and that sort of thing, right?
Yes, we've every year in November when the election's over, the Associated Press gives me a call to talk about if we still are in existence in our unique little place in northwest Kansas. I've been on a few radio interviews. I've most recently been visited by a lady for yahoo.com. She's a writer on that. I've been visited by the Boston Globe. They spent 2 days in the gallery and wrote a little segment about our gallery. He stayed 2 days, and maybe we're not like the Ball of Twine exactly where you're open 24/7, 365, but we're open 9 to 3 banking hours and by appointment on Saturdays. So we get quality visitors, if not quantity visitors.
Mm-hmm. I had even read that, I believe even in Reader's Digest they had done a little article about the They Also Ran Gallery.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's off the beaten path, or and then I've had Nebraska Television come down and do the Road Less Traveled. We've been on their segment out of Kearney, Nebraska. So.
Well, it just sounds so fascinating, and I was reading about some of the stories, and there's some people on the wall that a lot of people probably don't know were defeated because they later became president.
Correct.
I was reading, Thomas Jefferson is one of the people that people would expect to see on the wall because he was defeated by John Adams. And then John Adams is on the wall because then he was defeated by Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
So there's probably a lot of really interesting stories too, where you knew that person was president perhaps, but
Yes.
didn't know that they had also been defeated.
Yes, correct. There are.
And some of the other ones, Andrew Jackson. It would be a neat place for people to visit yourself, especially if you're a history buff, I would think.
Yes.
School tours, I'm sure that you're open to schools coming and bringing their children in. And it would be a good time even, especially because we're getting ready to go through another election season. And
Yes.
I think people would enjoy learning about it. Well, I just appreciate you so much coming on our show, and tell them again where the address is of where the gallery is located.
Well, it's at 105 West Main in the upstairs at First State Bank, and our operating hours are 9 to 3 during banking hours, Monday through Friday, and by appointment on Saturdays. So.
And this is in Norton.
Yes.
And Leanne, would you be the best point of contact if people wanted to make an appointment or to learn more about it?
Yes, if you would like a tour, contact me specifically so I can give you firsthand. I have a few of my favorites I can tell you about the election and what happened during that election, or I just have learned quite a bit in my term as curator there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And there is a website, so people can also find your contact information there. And
yes, it's theyalsoran.com, and you can also get to us through First State Bank website too. So there's a link to that.
Well, it's very cool. I hope you'll come out, and next time you're in the area of Norton, stop by the gallery and learn a little bit more about the people that also ran.
Your home's exterior is the best defense against harsh weather conditions. With insulated vinyl siding, energy-efficient windows, spray foam insulation, and metal roofing from AquaShield Roofing and Construction, you can protect your home from howling winds and ice-cold temperatures. Don't let Mother Nature interfere with the comfort of your home. Call or visit us online today for a free estimate. AquaShield Roofing and Construction. Our team is dedicated to your complete satisfaction.
Make a difficult choice an easy one with Cedarview Assisted Living's knowledgeable and caring staff. Your loved one will be professionally taken care of as they transition into their new community. With movies, holiday parties, planned exercises, and games, residents will have opportunities every day to enjoy their time at Cedarview. Multiple room styles are available, ensuring a just right fit for your loved one. Come see Cedarview Assisted Living for yourself next to Sternberg Museum. The care you need, the home you want.
$10,000 in 10, but give 15.
With 7 agents in 3 locations, Hammett Land and Auction Incorporated can meet your every need when it comes to your next sale. Visit them at hammettauction.com and you'll find all their upcoming sales, including farms, ranches, as well as farm equipment and even real estate listings, both residential and commercial. They've been serving western Kansas since 1983, and with offices in Stockton, Russell, and Hayes, they're always nearby to assist you. Hammett Land and Auction Incorporated. Contact them today.
$25 would get $21,000.
Keeping healthcare close to home. That's the focus at Norton County Hospital. With 130 employees and 8 medical providers, we offer a wide range of services.
I'm one of the doctors that delivers here, and quality care for the mother and infant is one of our top priorities.
Patient care is also available through family clinics in Norton and Logan.
Our team works hard to reduce the stress of travel for patients by providing as many local services as possible.
The Norton County Hospital, dedicated to caring, commitment, and community.
And welcome back to our special edition of What's Happening Now, where we're celebrating our 49th and 50th episodes. We're featuring places that you can visit all year round, and one of them we've already had a couple of episodes at is the Sternberg Museum. We loved this interview in particular because we know you've all seen these fossils if you've been there, but finally we get them explained to us, so let's hear the great story of the famous fossils at the Sternberg.
I'm here with Reese Barrick, and he is the director of the Sternberg Museum, and he's going to tell us a little bit about 2 of the very special Kansas fossils that we have in the museum. So Reese, thanks for taking some time to talk to us today. Tell us a little bit about what we've got behind us there.
Well, Jenny, it's kind of a fun thing. We've got Kansas is an interesting place, and all states always have, the state flower and the state bird and the state tree and things like that. Well, most states have a state fossil also.
Wow, didn't know
As
that.
a matter of fact, all but 3 states have a state fossil. And Kansas was the 4th state that didn't have a state fossil until 2 years ago. And in March of 2014, we got not just 1, but 2 state fossils.
We had to catch up, right?
So we had to catch up. There's actually one other state that has more than 1 state fossil, and that's Nebraska. And they have 3 state fossils, but they're all mammoths. And you know, that's okay, but there's like 4 other states that have mammoths as their state fossil, so it's kind of repetitive. On the other hand, our 2 state fossils are very unique in that there is no other state that has anything close to resembling what we have for our state fossils, which I think makes them cooler than any place else. And one of them is behind us, and this is a mosasaur, and it's specifically a Tylosaurus. And Tylosaurus kanzensis is a huge marine reptile, a big sea monster, that's related to things like a Komodo dragon. So they're sort of vicious meat-eating things that swam around in the seaway about 80 million years ago here in Kansas. And they're probably the 2nd largest type of mosasaur in the whole world. And so it's a very cool beast that's unique as a state fossil. So it's our swimming state fossil. And it's something that I think we can be proud of. And it's one of the individuals that makes you think that, you know, the seaway in Kansas, which, you know, at times might have been several hundred feet deep, was not a place you'd want to go swimming. And you would not want to take your dad's bass boat out into it, because there's some very cool sea monsters. And this would have been the largest and sort of meanest of all of the sort of sea monsters swimming around Kansas, and it's now our state fossil, and it's very cool.
Now, in addition to this fossil here, the sea monster, as you called it, which I know is not the official name, there's one more that you were referring to. So tell us about the other fossil that we've got over there. Obviously not a sea fossil, and I could tell that even by looking, so.
Well, that's cool because there is no other state in the country that has a state fossil that as an animal in life would have flown. And so we have our other state fossil is our flying state fossil, which is a pteranodon. And pteranodons are sort of flying reptiles that are sort of cousins to dinosaurs. And pteranodon is almost exclusively found in Kansas. There's bits and pieces that are found in maybe South Dakota and another place or two, but complete individuals of pteranodons are really strictly only found in Kansas. And they're very large flying reptiles that are neat because they have a very unique sort of head crest that comes up over their skulls. And these guys don't have teeth, and they would fly over the seaway and would be scooping up fish. So they were sort of tied to the seaway, but no, they were flying over it. And so it's another very cool and unique sort of state fossil that is unique to Kansas, and nobody else has anything like that for a state fossil. So we have 2 very cool, unique state fossils.
Now, did both, obviously probably this specimen did come out of Kansas,
yes,
I would guess, and this one as well behind us?
Yes. These are both actually western Kansas fossils. If you go to the eastern part of the state, there's much older rocks, but out here in western Kansas, the rocks are all sort of Cretaceous age, which is the dinosaur time period. But during that time, Kansas was underwater for the most part, and so we have all kinds of cool sea creatures out here, and these guys are really very representative of western Kansas.
Well, thank you so much, Reese, for taking the time to show us these, and make sure that you take a trip out because there's a ton of amazing things to see. But I'm glad to learn about our fossils, our 2 state fossils.
Safety at a peace of mind price. Nex-Tech Wireless introduces the simple starter plan. For only $15 per month, you can rest easy knowing you can always reach your child on their smartphone. The plan includes unlimited calling, unlimited texting, and unlimited data while on Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about data overages, and your child will enjoy all the benefits of a smartphone. It's the simple starter plan from Nex-Tech Wireless. Unlimited talk, text, and data while on Wi-Fi for only $15 per month.
Your house is more than just a house. It's a home for your family to grow. It's a place where you feel the most comfortable and can be yourself. Shop at Paul's Furniture Company in Selden so your family can select the perfect pieces for all the rooms in your house. With over 17,000 square feet of selection, they are sure to have the styles that will please everyone, even the kids. Visit Paul's Furniture Company in Selden, where they'll help you feel at home. Visit us online at paulsfurnitureco.com.
Here in the Heartland, we make things homemade with precision and care. Robin Insurance is no different. Their family creates tailored plans to keep your family safe. They are a family-owned and operated agency that also offers commercial, farm, and crop insurance. With quick, fair claims, your matter will be held professionally and with excellent customer service. Robin Insurance, the corner post of insurance since 1936. See their ad in the Nex-Tech directory.
The Rusty Tractor in Kensington offers big city dining with a small town feel. The Rusty Tractor features hand-cut steaks, burgers, wraps, and more, all with generous portions and quality products. The Rusty Tractor is proud to serve the area farming communities and welcomes everyone. Come as you are in your boots and jeans. You'll be right at home. Open daily and conveniently located on Highway 36. For more information, find them on Facebook, or for a full menu, visit rustytractorkensington.com.
I hope you enjoyed that last segment from the Sternberg. Now we're going to take a little visit to the east to a town called Lucas. You may not know that it is called the Grassroots capital of Kansas, and there's a special reason why. So we wanted to share with you again what's so special about all the art in the town of Lucas. Our next guest, Rosalind Schultz, is with the Grassroots Art Center, and it's a place that I've had the pleasure of visiting, and it's a place that you will not forget once you have. Rosalind, thank you so much for coming on our show. Tell us, for the people that haven't yet gone, and I really encourage everyone to take a trip, tell us about what the Grassroots Art Center is.
Well, you know, Lucas is quite a unique town, and we feature people across the state of Kansas who create yard environments, and usually this is at 65 years of age or older. They take what they have on hand, you know, if you've been saving a pile of scrap metal, and then you create until the day you die. And so their goal is really not marketing themselves, not selling the pieces. Their goal is just to create. And so there were 4 of these yard environments at Lucas. So we started with that, and it has blossomed into many, many yard environments that we have documented across the state and the Midwest.
And I was reading on the website, but also kind of the grassroots artists, it's generally, they're not professionals, kind of just people like you said that love to create. And the thing that struck me is like I said, you won't forget it, because a lot of it is, you'll never see anything even similar to it ever again. What are some of the favorite pieces that you have there that people enjoy seeing?
I think one of the top one has to be Herman Divers at Topeka, Kansas, who created with the pull tabs. And so we guesstimate 800,000 pull tabs that he's created: full-size car, motorcycle, clothing, a table and chairs, the limestone of Inez Marshall from Portis, Kansas. You know, all of these people, usually they've worked hard at a job, and really to be exhibited, you have to be self-taught at the Grassroots Art Center. So it has to be somebody who's worked at a job, and you know, it can be a mechanic, it can be your postal delivery person, it can be a teacher, and so it can be anybody. But limestone, chewing gum, metal, wood, cardboard, fabric. So crazy.
And it just is fascinating to see things that a lot of us that aren't artists would never consider turning into art, like pull tabs. And that car and that motorcycle, they are extraordinary. They are just, and that's not, it's full of amazing things that are just so interesting to look at.
We just had a call from somebody from Garden City, and there was a gentleman there that we didn't know about, and he had been a librarian, and in his retirement age, what he was doing. And so we're always anxious to hear of new sites throughout the state, and we go document them then and meet these incredible people.
So not only can people come and check this out, but they could let you know if they have a neighbor or somebody.
Absolutely, that's how we find out. I mean, usually if people have visited, you know, it gets them thinking, did I walk by a yard that had all these tiny houses in it that some guy was creating, you know, on the way to school or something like that. And even if the site no longer exists, we try and through newspaper articles or historical societies in that county, try and research it and find, you know, who created it and what they did.
So in addition to the main museum part, there's another building in town that we visited that I can't even, I will let you describe it because it is quite something good. But can you tell them about the,
are we talking
the second
about
location? The dollhouse is what I think of it as.
It's really called the Garden of Isis. So this started in 2002, and Marie Pilar arrived in town, and we had no idea who she was, and she said, I want to do recycled sculpture. And I said, I'm not really sure what that means. And she said, well, I don't have anything. I don't have any material yet, but I know I want to do this. And can you let me have 2 rooms of this house to create in? So she foil lined the walls. There is everything from violin bows to cattle ear tags to computer parts to stereo components, you know, landscape sprinklers. Anything that you would have thrown away. So probably between 3,000 to 4,000 pieces now of artwork in that house. You can't, even when you see a picture, it doesn't describe what the effect when you walk in there with all foil lined. And she sometimes introduces herself as an alien, so that puts it over the top.
She is from what I remember learning, seems like a really unique person with a unique perspective, and I really don't want to ruin it for you. I really don't. You just have to see it. It's pretty special. A little bit, for me, a little eerie, but it's neat, and that's fun though. Like I said, people will never forget the
well,
things
you call
that they
it
see
the
there.
Barbie doll house because there was a time period where she was taking Barbies, and if you found them at a garage sale or, you know, secondhand store, most of the time they're going to be missing body parts, you know, or the hair has been through the bathtub 1,000 times. And so she adapts the Barbie, and so they really have a lot of attitude, and so people that are Barbie collectors have a little bit of trouble in the house also.
Yeah, I definitely thought of my Barbies in a different way after going there, so.
You will never think of Barbie the same.
So what are the hours that people that would like to come visit? What are the hours
May through September, our main hours are open every day of the week, 10 to 5, and Sunday 1 to 5. And now we're on shortened hours here, November through April. And it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday afternoons. But if anybody wants to come, bring, you know, relatives over the holidays or whenever, just call ahead and we'll have somebody come down and open up for them. So we're very flexible, so just call ahead.
Well, Rosalind, thank you so much for coming and telling about this treasure that a lot of people don't know about in Lucas. Thank you for tuning in today for our special encore edition of What's Happening Now. As always, if you have things going on in your area, please let us know at least 2 months in advance, and we'd love to feature you. And until next time, enjoy what's going on around you in Kansas.